The 90s produced some of the most iconic college athletes, but none of them could make money off their fame. No endorsements, no sponsorships, just pure talent on the field and court. What if NIL rights existed back then? In this video, we'll break down the biggest stars from college basketball and football and show how much cash they could have pulled in. Think legendary plays, massive fan followings, and deals that would rival today's top college athletes. If you love 90s sports or just love a good what if, hit like and comment which athlete you think would have made the biggest paycheck. Let's jump right in. Name, image, and likeness rights, commonly known as NIL, allow college athletes to profit from their personal brand. This means athletes can now legally earn money through endorsements, social media sponsorships, merchandise sales, and other business ventures tied to their identity. NIL has fundamentally changed the way college sports operate, putting power and profit directly into the hands of the players. Before 2021, NCAA rules strictly prohibited college athletes from receiving any form of payment beyond scholarships and basic expenses. The rationale was to preserve amateurism in college sports. However, this system left many athletes without compensation despite generating billions in revenue for their schools and the NCAA itself. In July 2021, everything changed. The NCAA officially adopted NIL policies, lifting previous restrictions and allowing athletes to capitalize on their fame while still competing in college sports. This shift has sparked a revolution, turning college athletes into entrepreneurs and influencers almost overnight. During the 1990s, college sports were dominated primarily by football and basketball, the two biggest revenue drivers. Stadiums filled with passionate fans and TV broadcasts attracted millions of viewers. The competition was fierce and the stakes were high. These decades laid the foundation for the modern college sports industry as we know it today. As we've seen, the 90s were a turning point for college sports. Packed stadiums, legendary athletes, and a growing media spotlight that made stars out of young players. Yet without NIL rights, these athletes missed out on opportunities that today's players take for granted. Now let's dive into the biggest names of that era. The players whose talent and charisma would have made them some of the richest college athletes ever if they had been able to monetize their fame. From basketball courts to football fields, their stories show exactly what could have been in a world where NIL was part of the game. Number 1. Christian Laettner, Duke University. Christian Laettner's name is synonymous with clutch plays and championship glory. Leading Duke to back-to-back NCAA titles in 1991 and 1992, Laettner was the face of college basketball excellence during his time. His iconic buzzer beater against Kentucky in the 1992 East Regional Final still echoes in basketball history. Had NIL been in place, Laettner's clean-cut image combined with his clutch performances would have made him a marketer's dream. National brands like Nike and Gatorade would have lined up to sign him for endorsements. Duke merchandise featuring Laettner's name and number would have been hot sellers among college basketball fans. Additionally, appearances on national sports talk shows and commercials would have added to his earning potential. Conservative estimates suggest Laettner could have earned six-figure endorsement deals per year throughout his college career, easily pushing him into millionaire territory by the time he turned pro. Second, Tim Duncan, Wake Forest University. Tim Duncan was a dominant force from the moment he stepped onto the court for Wake Forest. Winning multiple ACC Player of the Year awards and establishing himself as a fundamentally sound, powerful presence, Duncan's quiet but commanding style made him a favorite among coaches and fans alike. With NIL rights, Duncan's appeal would likely have attracted regional and national sponsors, particularly brands aiming to connect with the basketball-savvy Southeast market. Companies in sports equipment, apparel, and even local businesses around North Carolina and Virginia would have sought partnership deals. While Duncan was never flashy, his consistent excellence and humble image would have made him a steady income earner through merchandise and endorsements. Estimates place his NIL earnings comfortably in the mid-six figures during his peak college years. 3. Kevin Garnett, Farragut Academy. Kevin Garnett's path was unconventional for the 90s, skipping college to enter the NBA straight from high school. However, his high school career was extraordinary and nationally televised, making him a household name before even turning 19. If NIL opportunities had extended to high school athletes at the time, Garnett would have been a trailblazer. High-profile sneaker deals would have been the biggest draw. Companies like Reebok or Adidas would have fought to get their logos on his shoes and apparel. Garnett's raw athleticism and intensity made him a magnetic figure for sports media, potentially leading to early TV appearances and commercials. His unique position bridging high school fame and professional readiness could have seen him earn well into 7 figures before ever stepping onto an NBA court. Bar 4. Chris Webber, University of Michigan. Chris Webber was a central figure of the legendary Fab Five at Michigan, a group that not only dominated basketball, but redefined player style and culture. Known for their baggy shorts, black socks, and swagger, the Fab Five turned heads on and off the court. Webber's charisma and fashion-forward image would have made him a perfect candidate for NIL deals related to sneaker endorsements, apparel lines, and media appearances. Brands targeting younger audiences and streetwear fans would have jumped on board. The Fab Five's cultural impact went beyond basketball, giving Webber multiple avenues to monetize his image. It's reasonable to project his NIL earnings reaching 7 figures during his college career, with lucrative opportunities both on and off the court. 5. Shaquille O'Neal, Louisiana State University. Shaquille O'Neal was larger than life in every sense, literally and figuratively. Dominating college basketball with unmatched power and a magnetic personality, Shaq was a showman who knew how to entertain crowds. His charisma off the court was just as impactful, setting him apart from many of his peers. Had NIL rights existed, Shaq's earning potential would have exploded. National endorsements from sportswear giants and beverage companies would have been just the start. His charisma would have opened doors to television, music, and film deals, as well as merchandise lines. Shaq was already making waves beyond basketball, which would have translated to substantial NIL earnings, easily crossing into multi-million-dollar territory during his LSU days. Number 6. Peyton Manning, University of Tennessee. Peyton Manning was the quarterback every team feared to face. Holding multiple passing records and leading Tennessee to a national championship, he was the embodiment of precision and leadership on the field. But Manning's appeal wasn't limited to his stats. His clean-cut image and cerebral approach made him an ideal candidate for endorsements beyond just sports fans. In an NIL-enabled 90s, Manning would have landed lucrative local and regional endorsements, particularly in Tennessee and surrounding states. Think sports apparel companies, automotive brands, and even university merchandise featuring the Manning name. His media-friendly persona would also have opened doors to TV appearances and commercials, multiplying his earning potential throughout his college career. Imagine Peyton Manning's face on a billboard near every college town in the Southeast. That's NIL power. Number 7. Ricky Williams, University of Texas. Ricky Williams was a force of nature on the field. His explosive runs and relentless stamina earned him the Heisman Trophy and set multiple NCAA rushing records. But beyond his athletic prowess, Williams had a magnetic personality that connected with fans at a deep level. Had NIL existed, Williams would have been a golden ticket for sports brands targeting a youthful and passionate audience. His endorsements would likely include sneaker deals and energy drink sponsorships, capitalizing on his on-field stamina and off-field appeal. Merchandise featuring his iconic number. 34 jersey would have been a must-have for Texas fans nationwide. NIL would have transformed Williams from a college legend into a brand powerhouse. 8. Charles Woodson, University of Michigan. Charles Woodson made history as the only primarily defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy, a feat that solidified his status as a college football legend. His lockdown defense and game-changing interceptions were matched by a cool confidence that made him a natural draw for endorsements. Woodson's NIL earnings would likely have included national endorsement deals, especially from brands looking to tap into the Midwest market. From athletic apparel to health and fitness products, Woodson's reputation for toughness and intelligence would have been a marketer's dream. Just imagine Woodson's image on commercials airing in every college town from Ohio to Illinois. His NIL earnings would have reflected his wide-reaching impact. 9. Tommy Frazier, University of Nebraska. Tommy Frazier was the heartbeat of Nebraska football in the 90s, leading the Cornhuskers to 2 national championships with his dual-threat capabilities, combining powerful runs with precise passing. His grit and determination made him a beloved figure in Nebraska and beyond. In an NIL world, Frazier would have dominated local endorsements and merchandise sales. Nebraska businesses, from restaurants to sports retailers, would have eagerly partnered with the hometown hero. National media appearances would have added an extra revenue stream, especially during the Cornhuskers championship runs. Frazier's story of leadership and toughness would have resonated strongly with fans, amplifying his NIL value. Desmond Howard, University of Michigan. Desmond Howard was one of college football's most electrifying playmakers. Winning the Heisman Trophy and dazzling crowds with his dynamic returns and flashy plays, Howard brought excitement and flair to every game. His famous Heisman pose is still one of the most iconic moments in sports history. With NIL rights, Howard would have secured national endorsement deals, particularly targeting brands focused on speed, agility, and style. Sportswear companies and sneaker brands would have been eager to align with his high-energy image. Plus, with Michigan's passionate fan base, merchandise sales featuring Howard's name and number would have been strong nationwide. NIL would have elevated Howard's college career from legendary to financially legendary. These players didn't just dominate the field, they defined an era. Imagine the endorsements, merchandise, and media appearances that would have followed them if an NIL had been a reality. The 90s might have been remembered not just for epic games, but for epic paychecks. So, who do you think would have cashed in the most if NIL had existed in the 90s? Drop your pick in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this trip back to the golden era of college sports, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives like this. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.